Trump drops a monster bombshell. Not only that, he gets extremely good news. Now let's talk about that today and how important it is to a movement of freedom and liberty, and how hopefully we will see a turnaround. Now, I'm not putting much trust in politicians, but I do like what was said, and I do believe it can help push the narrative again that we need a turnaround. Kind of like what Panama just did with a conservative leader saying they're going to stop the migrants, just like Argentina and El Salvador has done. I'm hoping that America can see that and learn from it instead of following Europe and the West in the ways that they've been running their countries. Let's talk about what Trump just said and also talk about some of the great news he's receiving. Let's jump into it. Today's video starts right now. Hey guys, welcome to the Max. Thank you so very much for being here today. If you are new to the channel, go down here, press subscribe, ring the bell. Your thumbs up means the world to me because it helps share and spread our message across this platform. So please give us a thumbs up, comment below telling us what you think, and hopefully either telling your perspective on it because it helps us grow as a community to be wise and understanding and having a common sense approach to the crazy world that we live in. Now let's talk about Trump. Let's talk about what he said. He just dropped a bombshell stating, and I think this is huge on his part because to me it's almost like, hey, try me. Let's put your money where your mouth is. So what he said is, I'm willing to go to jail over the gag order, and I'm willing to pay the fines just so that I don't lose my freedom of speech. So his First Amendment rights have really been at a detriment lately because it's been held against him by a judge that is an activist. This man has held him in contempt. He's told him he had to be there every day and not go to rallies and not be able to actually vie for the presidency that he is now the opposition of. It's almost like a third world country kind of ploy where they're trying to keep him tied up in court, tied up in money, so therefore he can't be on the campaign trail talking about how bad of a job and how bad our economy is and how bad Biden has done over the last 3 years. So this week he came out and stated that yes, he will hold Trump in contempt again for breaching the gag order, meaning for just speaking the truth. Now remember, this case, the Bragg case, the Jack Smith case, and also the Atlanta case, the Fani Willis case, every one of them not once has proven any of the things they had to prove. Remember, when you bring something to court, you have to show on the fact of either this person is guilty or you should have a chance to say he has at least done this, and then it goes before the court system. So he's innocent until proven guilty. You have to prove his guilt. They have yet to do that. Actually, Bragg's case is falling to pieces. 2 or 3 of his key witnesses are falling to pieces. They're not even backing the original story. His main witness is Cohen, who is a disbarred lawyer who worked for Trump and now actually is actually not getting any benefits because he's perjured himself over and over again. Also, the former lawyer for Daniels is actually stating that Trump should not have a gag order. So it's actually stacking up against him. Jack Smith's case, did you not hear that all of a sudden they were tampering with witness and key evidence? So therefore now that case is very close to either having a problem with the prosecution or a problem with the fact that the case thrown out. So I think it's phenomenal that now the Jack Smith case is feeling the heat as well. The Fani Willis case, it is tied up with ethics. There's ethical problems all over that case, and Fani Willis is facing problems of her own. So it's funny how Trump is the one that's got the gag order, and all the ones that are bringing cases against him are actually the ones that are having the biggest issues with breaking the law. So that brings me back to the merchant case, where all of a sudden he holds him in contempt. He's again now up to $10,000 of money he had to pay in fines for literally having the freedom of speech. This is the opposition party, the one who's leading the Republican and conservative movement, and he's getting pretty much taken down by an activist judge. So Trump comes out and says, you know what? I don't even care anymore. Throw me in jail. I'm going to speak what I want to speak. Throw me in jail. I'm okay with that. And I think that's phenomenal because this is what is going to happen. You're going to see an activist judge have to throw in Trump into jail for speaking, actually having the freedom to speak, which is our First Amendment rights. You're holding the opposition party, the leader of the free world, probably the most popular and polarizing figure of our time. You're trying to shut him up. I think it's phenomenal because, for one thing, Trump just got a windfall of $1.4 billion, so $10,000 is not harming him. And every time they hold him in contempt, every time this judge does something like this, every time these charges are brought up, these quote-unquote trumped-up charges, what's amazing is actually Trump's numbers go up. because normal Americans see what's going on. Now you'll hear the political pundits, you'll hear the Democrat and even you'll hear the establishment Republicans who don't like Trump, the never Trumpers, all push against him. But when it comes to regular Americans, the ones at the racetrack, the ones at the UFC events, the ones at the sporting events, even in New York downtown, people were cheering Trump in Harlem the other day and in Brooklyn. What you're seeing now is a movement to where Trump could now capitalize. Trump is a marketer. He's phenomenal at it. He's made billions doing it. What I would do if I was Trump, I'd say, you know what, Judge? Throw him in jail. If you think that you could hold me up as the former president, not only that, probably the one in line to be the next president, if you want to throw me in jail as a little judge, a little activist judge, do it. That would make Trump win this thing. All the while, Biden is on the campaign trail, and you hear him, he had a blunder yesterday. He always has blunders and gaffes, but his gaffes yesterday, he accidentally said that he was going to tax the lower middle class. That's a trending video now, was where the man was trying to say he's only going to tax the rich, which actually does not play in anybody's favor. If you taxed every rich person in America, you couldn't pay the debt of the deficit that what Biden has already brought in. It couldn't even pay for the immigration issues and the spending that he's done this year. If you taxed every billionaire, all their wealth, it could not pay for the funding of taking care of the DACA and immigration issues that he's doing this year. So when he comes out, and he was supposed to say tax the rich and all that jazz, and he came out and stated that he was going to tax everybody, basically tax the lower middle income. It was kind of funny. But this man is lost. He's senile, and the more that he speaks, the more they allow him to speak, actually benefits Trump even more. So Trump not only drops a bombshell, he gets phenomenal news that Biden's numbers with the Latinos is tanking. Even Biden's numbers with African Americans are down 24%, shown in a Breitbart poll. The fact that all of a sudden his back supporters, the biggest supporters of Biden, his biggest funders, Soros, Rockefeller, you know, guess what? They're the ones funding the pro-Palestinian rallies. So their money is going to take American flags down and put Palestinian flags up. They're the ones, go back and look, they are literally funding all those rallies and campus chaos. But they're also the biggest funder of the DNC and Biden. So if I was Trump, I would say put your money where your mouth is, Judge. Throw me in jail. You do a perp walk on Trump, Trump automatically is going to the White House. Another thing Trump should do, he should say, you know what? I stand with Marjorie Taylor Greene and I stand with Thomas Massie against Mike Johnson. Now, I doubt he'll do that because him and Mike Johnson are tight for some odd reason. Mike Johnson is basically held up and propped up by the Democrats. So I think Trump, I hope, will pull a stunt to where he says, you know what? I see that this guy's not working. And I hope he pulls him because he has that power. Also, another great thing when it comes to Trump is, did you see the record amount of money pulled in by the RNC? This is the most money they've ever pulled in this month and in this quarter was done by Trump. So it shows all this persecution that he's going through, all the fact of all this gag orders, all of this going on is actually benefiting him with the normal people, even the independents, even the people who says, you know what, I like liberal ways, but this is a little crazy. Because they're seeing what the leftist ideology is doing. They're seeing what the woke mobs are doing. And they're realizing that if you compare apples to apples, no matter if you like Trump's mean tweets or rhetoric, his economy was better than Biden's. His peace was better than Biden's wars. His time in office was better than Biden's. So all in all, no matter if you are a conservative or liberal, you're starting to see people say, you know what are we doing? Rappers and all these people are coming and saying, look, I don't want to keep getting taxed like crazy to pay for people that I have nothing to do with. So they're coming on board with Trump. So all these things are benefiting him. So again, Judge, I hope the judge truly throws Trump in jail because guess what? I think it would benefit Trump wholeheartedly and that would secure 2024. For him, especially if he keeps speaking his mind and buying pizzas for the fire departments and waving the American flag and going to races and UFC where normal people go, it's only going to benefit him. And then say, you know what, Judge, lock me up. Put your money where your mouth is. Lock me up. I'll pay your $1,000. Lock me up. Because I believe this could come back and destroy Biden and benefit Trump. So give me your thoughts. Am I wrong or am I right? I think this could benefit him. And again, remember, I'm a conservative. I'm a Christian conservative. Is Trump everything that I would want him to be when it comes to conservatism? No. But that's all you got. RFK is showing more liberal moves each and every day. And so that actually benefits, and I think that helps split the vote with Biden. So that's good news for Trump as well. But the fact is, he's our only hope. And when we see what he stands for, we see El Salvador, Argentina, now Panama, they're electing people that think like Trump. That's our only hope, is to turn this around, is to see a pendulum swing. If we don't, we're going to see the fall of our nation. Because if we allow these colleges and this chaos and open society and Biden to keep going down this track, I mean, we're going to end up in wars, one of 3 wars, or we're going to end up with implosion here in America. So kudos to this. I hope Trump keeps on saying what he's saying, and I hope he actually gets perp walked, because I think that could benefit him more than anything. Send Trump to jail. I think you're actually going to send him to the White House. So I'm anxious to see what the judge's going to do. Let me know what you think. To me, this is extremely good news. Again, as a conservative, he is our only option when it comes to the 3 that's running. RFK is liberal, no matter what you think. Biden is senile, and he's got his handlers that's saying he's not even going to be able to speak much. They're going to shorten his speeches because they see he's falling to pieces on the campaign trail. Trump is using his marketing genius, and I think this is a marketing ploy that can win him the election. Guys, let me know your thoughts. God bless. Happy Wednesday.